Picture this. Early morning in the English countryside. Mist hangs low over the fields. Dew sparkles on the grass, and a small, silky dog zigzags through the hedgerows with laser focus. Long ears flying, nose to the ground, tail wagging so hard the whole back end wiggles. Suddenly, a burst of birds, flapping skyward, and the dog glances back as if to say, "Did you see that?" Meet the English Cocker Spaniel. Bird dog by birth, goofball by choice, and professional mood lifter in your home. By the end of this episode, you'll know where this cheerful little hunter came from, how to tell an English Cocker from an American Cocker, what daily life really looks like with one in a modern U.S. home, how to keep those ears healthy and that coat under control, and how to choose a confident, stable puppy or adopt an adult. Plus, we'll talk about the Cocker wiggle, separation anxiety, and why this breed's nickname is the Merry Cocker. Let's rewind a few centuries. Spaniel is an old term originally for bird dogs thought to come from Spain, though their exact origins are fuzzy. For hundreds of years in Britain, Spaniels were one big family. Land spaniels, water spaniels, big ones, small ones. They were the go-to dogs for flushing game birds from cover, so hunters could net or shoot them. In the 1800s, things got more specific. Hunters started separating spaniels by size and job. The smaller, compact dogs used to flush woodcock. Those secretive little birds hiding in dense cover were informally called cocking spaniels. Over time, that condensed into Cocker Spaniel. Same family as Springers and other land spaniels, but with their own size and style. As dog shows and registries took off, the Cocker was formalized as a breed. But here's where it gets interesting for American listeners. In the early 1900s, U.S. breeders began developing a slightly different style. Shorter muzzle, more domed head, bigger eyes, heavier coat. Eventually, that version became the American Cocker Spaniel. The original, more moderate hunting style stayed in Britain and later became officially known, especially in the U.S., as the English Cocker Spaniel. The American Kennel Club recognized the Cocker Spaniel in 1878, but it wasn't until 1946 that the English Cocker Spaniel was formally split off as its own distinct breed in the U.S. Today, when you hear Cocker Spaniel in America, people often picture the American, but the English Cocker? That's the original upland bird specialist, still used in the field, and just as happy playing fetch in your backyard. So what does an English Cocker actually look like? Think medium-small, athletic, and slightly rectangular. Not a toy, not a giant, but a solid, just right size. Males typically stand around 16 to 17 inches at the shoulder. Females about 15 to 16 inches. Weight usually runs 26 to 34 pounds when fit solid enough to hike and run. Portable enough to share your couch or car seat without turning it into a demolition zone. The body is compact and muscular with a deep chest and a short, strong loin. The top line is level, and the tail, traditionally docked in some countries, but left natural and full in many others, wags like a metronome on espresso. That tail is famous for the Cocker wiggle. When the tail goes, the hips go, and pretty soon the whole back end is dancing. The head is balanced, gently rounded skull, defined stop, and a muzzle long enough to carry birds but not pointy. Eyes are one of the breed's charms, dark, expressive, soft, and a little soulful, like they've read your diary. Long feathered ears hang close to the head and reach roughly to the nose tip if gently pulled forward. Those ears are gorgeous and high maintenance. We'll get to that. Coat is silky, flat, or slightly wavy, with moderate feathering on ears, chest, belly, and legs. Not as over the top as some show American cockers, but still plenty of fluff to brush. Colors? This breed is a walking paint palette. Solids like black, liver, red, and golden. Party colors like black and white, orange and white, liver and white. Roans, blue roan, orange roan, liver roan. Tricolors. If you can dream it, there's probably a cocker coat for it. Field-bred English cockers, those still used heavily for hunting, often look a bit lighter, racier, with slightly less coat and even more drive. Showbred lines generally have more coat and a bit more polish. Both can make great pets, but the energy dial may be set differently. When you pick a breeder or rescue, you're also picking an energy level and grooming commitment. Now for the heart of the breed, personality. English cockers are often called the merry cockers for a reason. A good one is optimistic, affectionate, and emotionally tuned into their people. Many owners swear their cocker can read their mood like a therapist. Except this therapist brings you a squeaky toy and climbs into your lap. These are typically social dogs. They tend to like people and enjoy being part of everything. With good breeding and socialization, they're friendly or politely reserved with strangers, not aloof, not sharp. They're often great with kids when properly supervised and taught, bringing a mix of playfulness and patience. And sometimes a bit of steal the stuffed animal and run mischief. Energy-wise, this is a sporting breed. Translation: cute, but not a couch ornament. Most English cockers need a solid 60 to 90 minutes of exercise daily, including real movement walks, games of fetch, off-leash runs in safe areas, and mental work. That hunting nose and brain want jobs, scent games, trick training, food puzzles, and yes, chasing tennis balls into the sunset. Inside the house, you often get two modes: let's go and snuggle puddle. After a good outing, many cockers are happy to crash at your feet or cuddle on the couch. But if you shortchange the exercise and stimulation, you may meet the bored version, barking at everything, shredding tissue, bouncing off the walls, or inventing home renovation projects with their mouth. They tend to be sensitive souls. Harsh corrections or yelling can shut them down or make them anxious. On the flip side, they respond brilliantly to praise, treats, toys, and clear structure. Many English cockers are prone to separation anxiety if left alone too long. This is a breed that thrives when they're in the thick of your daily life, not parked in a yard or left crated for 10 hours. So what does good daily life look like? Morning: a 20 to 30 minute brisk walk or play session plus 5 to 10 minutes of training, sits, downs, recall, maybe a trick. Midday: a food puzzle, a snuffle mat, or a short sniffy walk. Evening: another 20 to 30 minutes of exercise fetch, hide and seek with toys, or a longer stroll, and then quiet time with the family. They don't need a farm. They do need a plan. Apartment living? Totally possible. English Cockers are small enough to fit urban life and polite enough for elevators if you train them. You'll just rely more on purposeful walks and indoor brain games instead of backyard zoomies. In a house with a yard, remember the Cocker motto. If it smells interesting, I follow. Secure fencing is not optional. Grooming time. This coat doesn't maintain itself. Expect to brush thoroughly, at least 2 to 3 times a week daily for heavier coats, to prevent mats in feathering on ears, legs, and belly. Professional grooming or a skilled home trim every 6 to 8 weeks keeps feet, ears, and underline neat. Many pet owners opt for a somewhat shorter utility trim that still looks spaniel-y, but is easier to manage. Those ears, though, long, floppy, and often dipping into water and food bowls, they're adorable, and a perfect storm for ear infections. Moisture, warmth, and limited airflow equals yeast and bacteria paradise. Plan on checking and gently cleaning ears weekly with a vet-recommended solution, especially after swimming or baths, and keeping hair around the ear opening tidy. Nails should be trimmed every 2 to 4 weeks, and teeth brushed regularly. Small to medium breeds are still very prone to dental issues. If you hike or run in rough terrain, check feathering for burrs, foxtails, and tangles. The payoff for all this grooming work? A dog that looks like it stepped out of a storybook and feels like a living velvet heating pad. Health snapshot. English Cockers generally live about 12 to 14 years, sometimes more. Common issues include ear infections, no surprise, allergies and skin problems, hip dysplasia, patellar luxation, eye diseases like progressive retinal atrophy, PRA, and cataracts, and certain breed-specific conditions like familial nephropathy, a kidney disease, and adult-onset neuropathy, AON, a neurological disorder. Good breeders screen their dogs. Look for OFA or PEN-HIP evaluations for hips, patella checks, and eye exams, CHIR. Many also do DNA tests for PRA, familial nephropathy, FN, and AON. Ask to see actual results, not just, they're healthy. As an owner, regular vet visits, weight control, and good ear care are your front line against problems. Training time. This is where English Cockers shine. They're smart, food-motivated, and eager to please, especially if you keep things fun. Start with basics. Name recognition, recall, sit down, and loose leash walking. Add a weight and leave it early. They're bird dogs, and their instinct says, chase that pigeon. Your job is to install the brakes. Because they're sensitive, positive reinforcement works best. Treats, praise, toys, and games. Short sessions, 3 to 5 minutes, sprinkle through the day, beat one long, boring drill. Many Cockers excel in obedience, rally, agility, and scent work. Give that nose something to do, and you'll see the light bulb go off behind those eyes. Socialization is crucial. Expose your puppy or new dog to different people, dogs, places, and sounds in a structured, positive way. Hardware stores, outdoor cafes, kids at a distance, bikes, scooters, vets, groomers, make all of that part of their world early. Your goal. A dog who says, "New thing? Okay, show me the treats." Leash manners matter. Spaniels can pull like they're on a hunting mission. Teach loose leash walking with start-stop games and turns. If your cocker barks at other dogs or people, work at a distance where they can still think. Reward eye contact and calm behavior, and gradually close the gap. You don't need a social butterfly. You want a polite citizen. So, who does the English Cocker Spaniel really suit? Active individuals or families who want a smaller dog with real sporting energy, who enjoy daily walks, play, and training. People who don't mind grooming and actually like being followed around the house. Folks who want a dog soft enough to cuddle with the kids, but driven enough to tackle a hike, a run, or a weekend training class. They can be excellent for first-time owners, if those owners commit to learning training basics and grooming. They're usually too much for, "I want a chill dog who's fine alone all day and doesn't need brushing." If you're gone 10 hours every day, hate dog hair, and never want to see a slicker brush, this probably isn't your best match. Choosing a puppy starts with choosing the right breeder or rescue. For breeders, look for health-tested parents, puppies raised in the home with noise exposure and handling, and clear discussion about temperament, energy. Ask if they breed more toward show or a blend that will shape your dog's intensity and grooming demands. Price-wise in the U.S., expect roughly $1,500 to $3,000 plus from a reputable breeder, depending on lines and region. Rescue groups and shelters often have English Cockers or mixes for $200 to $600. Many adult rescues already. Know some house manners and may be a great choice if you prefer a "what you see is what you get" temperament. When meeting pups, you're looking for middle of the road. Curious, interactive, recovers quickly from small surprises. Avoid the one who bullies all siblings or the one frozen in the corner. Watch how pups respond to gentle handling, new objects, and your presence. And always meet mom. Her temperament is your best preview. Now, fun facts. 1. The cocker in the name really does come from woodcock. A shy game bird, these dogs were bred to flush from dense cover. 2. English Cockers have been favorites of royalty and celebrities. Rumor has it they've charmed more than one palace and plenty of rock stars. 3. Their signature move, the cocker wiggle, is practically a full-body greeting ritual. 4. That nose is serious equipment. Spaniels can have up to 220 million scent receptors. Compare that to our measly 5 million. No wonder so many English Cockers excel in scent work and detection tasks. 5. They're popular therapy dogs. That combination of softness, size, and friendly nature makes them naturals in hospitals and schools. Bottom line, the English Cocker Spaniel is a joyful contradiction, small but serious, playful but purposeful, silky-coated but tough enough for the field. Give them exercise, grooming, training, and plenty of your time, and you'll get a dog who meets you at the door with a full-body wag, hikes by your side, naps on your feet, and seems to understand your bad days without a word. If this guide helped, hit subscribe. Tell us your favorite English Cocker story in the comments and drop your questions, especially if you're debating English versus American Cocker. And if you're on the fence, visit a local Spaniel Club event or rescue meet and greet. Listen for that tail-thumping merry cocker rhythm, and decide if this wiggly little bird dog is your next best friend.